I was a math teacher in Connecticut for about 5 years. I was doing a lot of stuff with technology, and it was fun. I really liked it, and I liked the way kids were engaged with learning when the technology was there. I liked how fun it was for me to think about integrating technology. So I went to Arizona State University for my PhD, and that was in educational technology. From there, I ended up in San Diego. That's where I got an introduction to higher education and doing instructional design in higher education. We created a program, my colleague and I, called eSupervision. And the whole point of it was to use technology to sort of strengthen all of the weaker parts of traditional student-teacher field experiences. And then from there, I ended up here in 2010. I ended up at UGA. I'm really passionate about my family. I've got 2 kids, and I like to spend as much time as possible paying attention to them and doing what I can with them, especially on weekends and stuff. I happen to have 2 cats. They're a brother and sister team. We got them together. They're named Penny and Nickel. One thing that most people don't know about me is how much I love video games. One of my favorite classic arcade games is Qix, Q-I-X, and it was a simple mathematical game. There was a moving object, and what your goal was to keep partitioning off a rectangle without touching that moving object. It's got some kind of cleverness or quirkiness to it. I really love music, not just listening to it, but playing it. I play guitar. I have this great, it's a Gibson, and they don't make it anymore, so I'm really proud to say that I got one of the last versions of it, the Melting Point. I've seen a couple of shows there, and I love the intimacy of the venue. There's something really magical about that contract you have with the person on stage when they're that close to you. You don't get that at a large venue, and their wings are fantastic. So I certainly have a passion for designing things, and I think it has to do with the freedom to be creative. At a personal level, when I get to have a project where I can bring that creativity and watch it become something real and concrete, that's a win for me. Whether or not somebody else sees it as a win or not, I'm really interested in getting at a really high conceptual level. And I think problem solving is one way to do that. And when we are together online, I'm trying to come up with dynamic activities so that my students are working with each other and I'm interacting with those small groups while we're online, so that we're creating and we're having this exchange of energy and ideas. Anything goes. Inspiration comes from anywhere. Creativity comes from anywhere, and it comes from knowing how you get into a project and what makes you flow through that project and what your barriers are and how to move past them. So all of that is part of what I try and help students see, not just the process of doing something, but all the parts that come around it of being a human being doing that activity.